Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 10th. This is Wake Up with KERA News. Hi there, I'm Andrew Garcia. Today's temperatures will reach highs in the low 90s and lows in the 70s. Tropical storm Francine is still forming and could become a hurricane as soon as today. That storm is expected to hit the Gulf near Houston, traveling northeast through Louisiana. Let's get into today's news. A new poll shows former President Trump leads against Vice President Harris here in Texas, with the Democratic nominee seeing a significant uptick in support. According to the survey from the Texas Politics Project at the University of Texas at Austin, support for Trump is 49%, while support for Harris sits at 44%. That is a double-digit surge, though, for the Democrats after President Biden announced his decision to step down. New staff proposals in Tarrant County would reduce the number of early voting sites on college campuses. Commissioners voted against a proposal at last week's meeting. New proposals being considered Thursday would eliminate sites at UT Arlington, Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, and Tarrant County College campuses. County Judge Tim O'Hare was among those who questioned the first proposal. He said it wasn't the county's job to make it easier for certain groups, like students, to vote. The city of Dallas is spending more than $500,000 to lease access to tunnels beneath downtown. That contract is now under scrutiny from city council members due to the fact that it's bringing in less than $50,000 in revenue. Adding to the controversy, some elected officials have expressed surprise, saying they weren't even aware of the deal. KERA's Justin Martin spoke with Dallas government accountability reporter Nathan Collins to explore the contract and its potential implications for the city.
So, Nathan, tell me, how did all of this come up in the first place?
Right. So the city is facing some financial hurdles. They have to come up with a plan to fund billions in police and fire pension liabilities, while also balancing a multi-billion-dollar budget. So in that process, they started looking at real estate held by the city to see if any of it could be used to help fund some of these other things. That's where this contract came into view.
And what exactly does the contract call for?
It's for a pedestrian tunnel under Thanksgiving Square in downtown. The square is a meeting place and a park on Pacific Avenue. The lease was approved in 1972 for a 75-year term and says the city is responsible for maintenance and repairs. But there's some conflicting details about how much it costs. Originally, city staff told council members the city pays just $65,000 for the lease, but that was the price in the 1970s. On Wednesday, city staff said the price increases every 3 years based on a consumer price index. So that means this year, staff budgeted just over $512,000 for the lease. The city also subleases some of the space and collects around $48,000 annually.
So several council members were both surprised and concerned about this tunnel. What's bothering them?
Basically, the council said there were too many questions left unanswered. District 1 council member Chad West said it took 3 weeks for staff to get back to him on the basic information of the contract. Listen to what he had to say during Wednesday's meeting.
I've heard several different answers on who we're leasing the property from, what exactly we're leasing, how much the lease is for. As I just mentioned, it's changed 3 or 4 times.
The contract is between the city and the Thanksgiving Foundation, but that answer came out in real time from a council member who was texting with the foundation's executive during the meeting.
Now, does the city have other options concerning this contract?
That's another unanswered question. One council member asked what would happen if the city broke the lease. That's unclear. What the city does know is that there wasn't a termination clause put into the agreement back in 1972. Tammy Palomino, the city's attorney, had this to say during the meeting.
I mean, I don't want to get into all the legal issues on the record, but I mean, if you don't pay the rent, you're in default.
The council still supported reserving the funds until more information comes out about the contract. A few council members said they wouldn't support the freeze and said with such little information, it wasn't fair to the nonprofits associated with the lease to pull funding, even temporarily.
I'm so concerning that. Where does all of this go from here?
Well, the council is slated to finalize the budget with any amendments like reserving the funds for the lease in mid-September. Once elected officials get more information about the contract, they say they'll be able to make a decision one way or another.
That was KERA's Justin Martin speaking with government accountability reporter Nathan Collins. The Dallas Wings play at home this evening against the New York Liberty. They lost Sunday's game against the Chicago Sky 77-92, which all but sealed their fate to miss the playoffs this year. Check out the traveling exhibition Queer Justice at Resource Center in Dallas. You can witness Lambda Legal's 50-year-long history advocating for the equality of the LGBTQ and folks living with HIV. It's on display now through October 7th. For more information and things to do, visit kera.org/calendar. Thank you once again for listening to Wake Up with KERA News. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia, and this show was produced and edited by Shardae White and Becca Moore. Thanks to them. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the really great Wake Up with KERA News newsletter and get more of those good morning vibes you need from our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at KERATX. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.